Hey, good late Saturday morning, the 13th of December. I'm meteorologist Alexis Clemens with NBC Connecticut. Still tracking a little bit of snow as we head into tonight and into Sunday morning. So we're going to give you the latest here, any of those updates that came in this morning, because we do now have a winter weather advisory for parts of the state. But really, we just opened this up for any questions that you might have. I'm here to answer them. I can see all the comments, which is great. So we'll answer all those questions. But first, I'm going to go through the latest, and then feel free to fire away those questions at us. We'll answer it to the best of our ability here. But honestly, just looks like a nice little snow system for us, and nice a couple inches of some fluffy snow should make for easy snow removal. Great for the ski resorts. Looks really, really nice out there. So let's go ahead and throw our graphics up here. And of course, hopefully you're following us on social media, but there's a look at my credentials there. All right, so we've got some snow that is sitting over Iowa into Illinois, Indiana, and that system right there is on the way over here. So we're going to be tracking that as we go through tonight here and into your Sunday morning. So the time frame here is it starts between about like 8 and 9 p.m. After that, then it's free game, or free reign for all of the snow there. It's going to move into the area and be with us as we go through about 8 to 9 a.m. tomorrow. Actually, here I have a headlines graphic I'm going to grab for you just to show what we were kind of giving the latest on this morning. Let's find that graphic for you here. So shows the timing here. It's going to be about a 12-hour long event. This is what we would call an Alberta clipper. It's a system that forms over the Alberta province of Canada, and then it picks a very narrow band of a region here to impact and drop a little bit of snow on it. It's usually like a drier snow that we're tracking for you here, and right behind it usually gets a little breezy and a little cooler. So that's exactly what we're tracking for you here as we go through your Saturday night into Sunday. So snow develops tonight after about 8 to 9 p.m. It's going to wrap up by about 8 to 9 a.m. on Sunday, but slick roads are going to be possible. I'm also thinking about those CIAC championship games, right? Those are all happening today. Very exciting. The earlier games are going to be just fine, but those later games that start at 6:30, 7 p.m., just know might be dealing with a little bit of snow after halftime and on the roads home. I think that's going to be a lot of fun for the kids to play in that, but driving home, just make sure you're being safe here. And this time, actually, we're expecting higher totals at the coast, potentially. The shoreline here, the southeastern shore, and lowest totals actually in the northern river valley. So we're going to get to that in just a second, but I want to show you just your future radar here as we go through the next few hours. So let's go ahead and pull that up because it's going to be cloudy today. I don't really expect much, if any, sunshine as we go through your Saturday, but your Saturday stays dry. It's as we head towards the 8-9 o'clock hour when snow spreads across the region. A little bit of a wintry mix tries to fall at the shoreline here, but I think by the time this is going to be moving in after 9, 10, 11 p.m. at that point, should be cold enough for just snow, and it should be more of a dry snow here that we're tracking for you, and it kind of spreads across the region. But take a look at maybe some of those darker blues there at the shoreline, especially the southeastern shore there. That is the potential for maybe some heavier snow that would lead to those potentially higher totals. And again, we're not expecting much in total. It's just a couple of inches here. But still, I mean, this for the shoreline in certain areas, this could be your first snowfall of the season, looking very likely there for the shoreline. So we're going to continue to watch this system move on out of here by about the 8-9 o'clock hour. And then it gets pretty chilly behind this system. But here's a look at your snowfall forecast. The only change that we made from last night is that the southeastern part of the state has a good chance to see 2 to 4 inches. Now, there are two potential things that we're watching that we could change for the later for the later shows here, to your snowfall forecast. The two things that we're watching here is you see that little bump right there. Let me see actually if I can grab my little arrow. Where maybe here it is. I think this is it. Perfect. Okay. So you see here this little bump right there. So we made that because the Connecticut River Valley has a lot of dry air right now, right? And it does look like that is going to play a factor in parts of in our snowfall forecast and our accumulation. So the question is, how far south does that dry air move in? So we're going to watch that closely here. I don't know if my arrow is working anymore. There it is. Okay. And then another thing that we're looking at is that 2 to 4 inches, potentially spreading it further along the shoreline. So we're going to watch for maybe one more model run here. But if you're in the New Haven area right now, you're at 1 to 2 inches. I think it's pretty likely that we'll be closer to that 2-inch mark, if not a little bit higher than that. However, dry snow is very difficult to measure. It's very fluffy, and wind is going to be picking up right behind the system, so it could be blowing all over the place. But light snow is easier for cleanup. You usually just need just like a little snow blower, or just a little broom, a push broom, to get it off of your sidewalks and things like that. So it's great for that kind of thing. And this will be great for the ski slopes as well, that dry snow. I personally have never been skiing. I'm going to get on the slopes though. Don't worry. I've been here for 1 year now in Connecticut. I love it here. Have not hit the slopes yet. And I will do that. They've done a lot of snowmaking because of how chilly things have been. And now they're getting some help from Mother Nature. So that's good news there, I believe, as all of our ski areas in Connecticut are open. So good news. So I also want to show a winter weather advisory for the shoreline. So as you can see, the winter weather advisory is for the entire Connecticut shoreline here, for that potential for 2 to 4 inches. So we're still watching to see if we need to expand that 2 to 4 inches to more of the shoreline. But I will say, if you're closer to the New Haven area, really all of the shoreline, I think you're closer to 2 inches, whereas like Hartford, I would say it's probably closer to about 1 inch or so for that accumulation. But I did want to talk a little bit about the fluffy snow, because it is a factor that we have to look at. So let me go ahead and pull up this graphic here as it wants to go ahead and populate. Dry snow versus wet snow. This is something that we have to look at as meteorologists. We have to look at the temperature at every single, point in the atmosphere, right? And just see how close that is to the dew point, how much moisture we've got going on here. And the thing with dry snow versus wet snow is that with dry snow, you typically have a higher snow to liquid ratio. What that means is, for instance, if I have an inch of liquid, which is a lot, we're not expecting nearly that much here, an inch of liquid would actually equal a foot of dry snow, whereas the same amount of liquid falling as wet snow, it would be more compacted and it would actually show lesser totals there. So it's very interesting, and it's something you feel it as you go outside, you look at the snow. The dry snow doesn't really compact, right? That's not easy to make snowballs or anything like that, but it's nice for skiing. So I've been told. Again, haven't hit the slopes myself, but it is very interesting here. We have to look at exactly how the snow is going to compact, because dry snow does not want to compact, so it spreads out a little bit more, might appear a little bit taller, I guess you could say, than other snow. So it's very interesting. A very interesting thing that we have to keep in mind, and of course, it impacts how we're cleaning up that snow, right? And I've got this fun graphic that I just updated for us, just showing what you might need to clean off the snow tomorrow. It's going to be a great day to maybe stay inside and watch some football. But if you're heading up to Foxborough, I have a couple of friends who are heading in that direction for the big Pats and Bills game. It's going to be a great one there. Before you head out for that, whatever it might be, you've got just grab like a leaf blower or a push broom, maybe even I don't even think it's that much for a snow blower. It's just it's just a lighter, fluffier snow. So that's what we are watching for you here. And let's take a look at these feels like temperatures as well, because it is going to be getting really cold behind this system. So snow roughly between about 9 p.m. today to 9 a.m. tomorrow. then the cold sets in. It's going to feel more like the teens, maybe near 20 or so as we go through your Sunday. Then by Sunday evening, there's that feels like temperature dropping quite a bit. That wind could be gusting up to about 25 miles an hour. This is the map I am not a fan of. Look at that for Monday morning. Just does not look fun there, between -5 and 5 degrees for a feels like temperature Monday morning. That means that wind chill is going to be at or even below 0 degrees. So just get ready. It almost feels like deja vu. It's like the last few Mondays have been really, really cold, right? But things are looking to warm up actually as we show you that 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. Now, once the snow starts to move on out of here, we might be able to get a better look of maybe what Christmas is going to look like, right? But if this is any indication, it looks like a lot of the United States is going to be singing Mele Kalikimaka instead of White Christmas, right? As we head towards, can't believe it's 12 days until Christmas now. Tomorrow night is the first night of Hanukkah. Tomorrow and Monday going to be very, very chilly out there. But then as we look ahead, things are going to be warming up. So that's kind of what we're watching right now. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask them. I'm not seeing any so far, but it looks like we've got a good amount of people watching. So we definitely appreciate that. Just also looking at any more that we have to update you with. While we've got you, I'm going to go ahead and show you as well just how far these alerts are stretching from the same exact system. And again, that Alberta Clipper, it's such an interesting system here, especially, me, I'm from the Midwest. I'm very used to these systems here because it starts in the Alberta province of Canada. And then, you see there, a narrow area of a winter weather advisory, even a winter storm warning for parts of Indiana down to Cincinnati and West Virginia over towards the Pittsburgh area. I think the winter storm warning is for like 3 to 6 inches in those areas. And then everybody else, it's like 2 to 4. And that's what our winter weather advisory is showing as well. But just showing the system, it's going to kind of loop down through the Midwest and then up here in the southern New England area. It looks like for us, closer to home, it's more of like New York and Philadelphia that could get maybe the higher totals near closer to like 4, maybe 5 inches of snow there. So again, it's not a huge system for us, but it's still a big deal because this is the first snow of the season for a lot of folks, especially at the shoreline there. So of course, it's going to be something that we're watching. I also want to show you here CIAC, those temperatures for, I think some football games are already underway. At least one of them is, I know for sure. And temperatures are in the 20s right now. For mid-December, I don't think you can beat temperatures in the 30s. It's cloudy out there, not really dealing with the sun to help warm us up, or at least feel a little bit warmer. But the 30s can't really complain about that here in mid-December. Maybe even the low 40s out there. And then once we head towards like those later games, 6:30, 7 p.m., like I said, you might be dealing with a little bit of snow by the end of the game and into your drive home. So definitely want to make sure that you're staying safe. See if we've got any other comments here. Someone asked, so no blizzard, not expecting blizzard conditions. No. However, winds will be getting a little bit stronger after this snow system. And because it's dry, could blow around a little bit, maybe reduce visibility slightly, but nowhere near blizzard criteria. I think you need winds well above that. I think above like 40 miles an hour or something like that. So nothing like that, but you'll definitely some blowing snow out there possible as we go through tomorrow. All right, so we just talked about high school football. We've got to talk about NFL, the Pats and the Bills. That's the game to watch tomorrow, right? And I know people are heading to the game. A lot of people were asking at first, is this going to be a snow game? Doesn't look like it at this point. It looks like that snow is going to wrap up before that 1 p.m. kickoff. But if you're heading there tomorrow morning, just be mindful on the roads. It looks like that'll we can actually, I'll go ahead and grab your the future radar for more of Connecticut and showing Foxborough as well. But no, I think the snow is going to wrap up before then. But if you're heading in that direction tomorrow morning, just make sure you're staying safe out there. Watch for any slick spots on the road and bundle up. it is going to be feeling like the teens out there. And actually, I can even show you those feels like temperatures again. Another map of this. Yeah, feels like the teens to even the single digits by the evening hour. It's going to be rather chilly. Somebody says, watching from Fort Myers, Florida, it's 70 degrees here. That I'm very, very happy for you. We're all, I think, dreaming of some warmer weather. Someone also said that sometimes people are driving way too fast with a few inches. Luckily, though, it's Sunday. And that's true. I mean, some people see that that drier snow and they don't think a lot of it. I mean, it's not a huge system for us, but it's still something to be taken seriously. I know when I will be driving into work tomorrow, probably around about 3 o'clock in the morning, I have already planned on leaving, well above, before I'm supposed to, just because of that snow. I'm going to have to take it much slower on the roads. And I had a school visit yesterday, and I got to talk to some high schoolers. They were great. But one of the questions I got asked was, are we going to have a snow day on Monday? Don't think so. With it falling on a Sunday and it's ending by about 8-9 o'clock tomorrow morning, should be able to be cleared before that. The thing though is it needs to be cleared pretty quickly because temperatures are going to drop quite a bit as we head into Monday morning. I think we have a low of 10 degrees Monday morning, and salt doesn't work, I think, below like 17 degrees or something like that. So I would also encourage you, I know it's tough when like the nice snow falls, it's picturesque. You might want to stay inside, watch football, watch whatever it is tomorrow. But get out there and maybe just clear off those cars before Monday morning, because you're not going to want to do that when the wind chill is -5 degrees. It's going to be really cold into Monday morning. So keep asking questions. We'll stay on for a couple more minutes for you here, just giving you the latest. Again, I'm going to go ahead and show the snowfall forecast map again, because like I said, there are two potential changes that will make to it. But at the end of the day, I think 1 to 3 inches of snow across the state of Connecticut looks very likely. Closer to 1 inch, a little bit further north that you go, and then closer to 3 inches, that potential grows closer to the shoreline. So at the end of the day, that's the forecast. As simple as that, from about 9 p.m. tonight through 9 a.m. tomorrow. The TLDR, which means too long didn't read, the spark notes there is that 9 p.m. tonight to 9 a.m. tomorrow, 1 to 3 inches of a dry, fluffy snow across the state. But if we want to get into the nitty gritty of it, which is what these live streams are for, we have got you covered. So a snowfall forecast for you here. Again, we've got that 1 to 2 inches, really 1 to 3, I think is a better estimate across a lot of the state. Like I said, closer to 3 inches at the shoreline, a better chance for just 1 inch or so the further north that you go, especially north central Connecticut. Let me go ahead and grab my little arrow again. I just love this little guy, a little pointer. It's great. And so you see right here. See right there where you kind of see a dip in Springfield. That's not a typo or anything like that. That's actually because we're expecting drier air to kind of filtrate the Connecticut River Valley, and that could impact totals a little bit. So it's possible that the area of Springfield, Massachusetts just sees a couple of flurries out there that don't really stick. So the question is, how far south does that move? So, because that could impact areas like Enfield, Granby, those areas along the Connecticut River Valley, maybe even all the way down to Hartford. So we're gonna have to see it. We're gonna have to see how far south that drier air moves on in. So that's what we're gonna be watching. And then the other change that we could potentially make that we might, just because of how model data is coming in, is you see that 2 to 4 inches. I think we might extend it more to include more of the shoreline. So that would include New Haven, down into Bridgeport as well. Right now it's Old Saybrook, Clinton, all the way through the southeastern part of the state, but I think we'll expand it into like New Haven County, even Fairfield County, the shoreline there, because I think 2 to 3 inches at least is a very good estimate. But again, it is very difficult to measure this kind of snow. And I'll show this graphic again because I just think it does a really great job of explaining dry snow versus wet snow, because there's a difference. You can tell it when you pick up snow and you try to make a snowball. If it's that snow that just will not compact, that's dry snow. If it's a really good snowball that you can make rolled up even into a snowman, that is what we would call wet snow. And there's a difference. And that's why our job as meteorologists, we look at the temperature and the moisture content at every single layer of the atmosphere. So dry snow, it's just happening. Of course, temperatures are cold enough for it to snow, but not enough for it to compact. So dry snow, honestly, I enjoy dry snow just because it's very picturesque. It's also very easier. It's easier to clean off of those vehicles. You can just grab like a little broom, a little brush, and dust that off of your cars and things like that. The sidewalks, a little leaf blower is good for that as well. So that's good. Wet snow, it's actually when you see a lot of wet snow, it's also called heart attack snow. I don't know if you ever heard that before, but that's when because when you're shoveling it, it's heavy. I mean, it's a workout. Wet snow is very much a workout just because of how heavy it is. That water content is just heavier there. And you need more liquid to create more of that wet snow. So wet snow compacts. So you'll usually actually see a smaller liquid to snow ratio, which means that you could have the same amount of moisture for a system, but wet snow is going to appear smaller totals than dry snow. Dry snow spreads out a little bit. Doesn't snowflakes don't want to compact. They want to kind of be a little bit further away from each other. So it can appear I'm just saying the dry snow can appear a little bit of a larger snowfall total accumulation there than wet snow. Someone said, great for Christmas Village in Torrington. Absolutely. This is a great snow for just getting us in the holiday spirit, right? I mean, it's gorgeous. They sent me to the Norfolk area on Wednesday. I don't know if it's Norfolk or whatever it is. Everybody I talked to there said Norfolk, but a great area nonetheless. And it was already snow covered, and it'll be really nice to see more of the state snow covered. But a lot of questions we're already getting. We're 12 days from Christmas. Hanukkah starts tomorrow night. Are we going to see, what do the holidays look like, right? And for Christmas, I can tell you right now, unfortunately, it looks like any snow that does fall, unless you're in the hill towns where it's always a little bit cooler, it's likely going to melt. Let's go ahead and take a look at this here. Your temperature outlook for the next 2 weeks, so that includes Christmas, looks like a warmer than average Christmas for much of the country. The question is, how warm does it get? But I mean, we're already in the 10-day forecast talking about temperatures nearing 50 degrees on this Thursday. So unfortunately, the shoreline, you're probably going to see your first snow of the season tonight into tomorrow. It's probably going to melt pretty quickly through this week. And I can even show you our high temperature forecast graphic for you there once it loads. There it is. So very chilly into late tomorrow and into Monday. Then we warm back up. Tuesday, I mean, I thought 33 was going to feel nice after Monday, but 47 on Thursday. That's definitely going to warm things up. And we're actually tracking a rain chance Thursday night into Friday as well. So that's definitely going to help things start to melt. So, and actually the criteria officially, if you want to know, for data keeping purposes, we have to have criteria for everything. So for a white Christmas, we actually need 1 inch of snow on the ground on Christmas Day. So is that going to happen? It's a little too far out to tell, but I'm leaning towards probably not if things are going to be warming up quite a bit. But you never know. We might get another blast of cooler air ahead of the holiday. But right now we are focusing on that cooler air behind this system and that snow here. And long range temperature forecasts especially are tough because all in all it might be, like overall it might end up, the number above average. But if we get another cold blast, things are going to be chilling down. Like this 7-day high temperature forecast for you here. Overall, it's above average because you factor in kind of the end of the week, but really, really chilly conditions there. Or it might even out. I don't know. I can't do the math right now because I've been awake for a long time, since 2:00 this morning. So looks like it will definitely start to, that snow will start to melt as we head towards the middle of the week. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up because we have a toy drive actually to get to across the street at West Farm. So that's where I am going to be heading here in just a little bit. So we hope you can make it out to that there. Any errands you have to run today, great for that again. And I'll go ahead and show this graphic one more time. 8 to 9 p.m. is when the snow is going to be starting, and then it wraps up by about 8 to 9 a.m. So about a 12-hour stint through Saturday night. So that's good because a lot of people likely won't be on the roads. And if you are, make sure you're taking it slow because even just a little bit of that dry snow can be pretty slick out there. Higher totals at the shoreline, especially the southeastern shore, and then lower totals will be in the northern river valley, maybe only an inch or less there. At the shoreline, maybe closer to about 2 to 3 inches again. And I'll leave you on this graphic here, our snow forecast map. And at the end of the day, just a couple of inches of that snow. Again, your spark notes for this event, it falls from about 12 hours, roughly from 9 p.m. tonight to 9 a.m. tomorrow. And truthfully, it's about 1 to 3 inches of a light, fluffy snow across the state, right? It'd be a better chance for 3 inches at the shoreline, especially the southeastern shore, and then 1 to 2 inches for just about everybody else. Not a huge system for us, but we're going to take it. So I hope you have a beautiful, lovely rest of your cloudy but dry Saturday. We're going to continue to keep you updated. We love our NBC Connecticut Weather Lab that we're able to just chat with you guys about the forecast, meeting you where you are after our shows. So we appreciate it. If you have any more questions, feel free to message us. And reports tomorrow. We really, really, really appreciate those reports that you guys give us all the time. We just, it's really, really helpful as we go through tomorrow, especially send in your reports. You can email us, Shareit, SHAREIT at NBCConnecticut.com. So email Shareit at NBCConnecticut.com to give us your reports. We really, really appreciate that. And we hope you have a great rest of your Saturday. I hope you enjoy the snow tonight and into early Sunday.